Hey, are you thinking about studying law and whether or not you should study law online? Well, that's what I'll be talking about in this video today. I'll be sharing 5 huge advantages to studying law online, and this will all be based on my own personal experience of studying law online part-time while working full-time. So if you are wondering whether studying law online is right for you, then keep watching and I'm sure you'll pick up some further information that might help you make the right decision for you. Let's go. Okay, so advantage number 1 is that studying law online, it normally means it is less expensive. At least that's what I found here in Australia. So depending on which jurisdiction you're looking at studying law in, have a look at the different delivery mechanisms that the law schools have in your jurisdiction and just check those costs, because you may find that there could be quite a difference between their law offerings. All right. And the other way that you do end up saving money is because you're studying online and it's much more flexible. That means that you're not having to worry about long commutes to and from university, and you're not having to fork out extra money for your petrol and gas, etc. And no more parking costs at university. So definitely keep all that in mind. There's multiple ways of saving costs when you're studying law online. And also, when studying law online, quite often you might find that they will also provide access to your law school library 100% online. So for my studies, for example, I didn't have to once go to in person their library on campus. I was able to access all of my learning resources, all of the textbooks, all of my readings, both primary sources of legal information, secondary sources of information. I could get everything online. And so again, I didn't have to waste time walking around in circles in a library trying to find books. I did that in my first 2 degrees, which was face-to-face, and had to spend a lot of time in the library on campus, and quite often you'd go looking for your books and your resources and they're not available. I just spent and wasted so much time. So that's a huge benefit as well. The second advantage to studying law online is that you obviously get a lot more flexibility and control in your life in terms of how, when, and where you integrate your studies into all of your other responsibilities in your life. So for me in Australia, I had to work full-time. I had no choice really to work reduced hours. So that was definitely one constriction that I had to work around. And I really needed to have that flexibility to be able to study anywhere at any time in any location. So as long as you have that all-important great internet access, then really the sky's the limit and you can really have complete control over your studies. Now, normally, at least what I found where I studied law, there was no real time when I had to attend at a particular point in time to a lecture. I could listen to all of my lectures at any time. It's not like I had to be there online or in person to listen to a lecture. So my lectures, they would fit in with the rest of my schedule. Sometimes I would listen to my lectures during commuting, while doing housework, walking the dog, etc. And of course, other times when I'm doing more focused studies. Now, I also had the option for my tutorials. Now, yes, there was the option to attend my online tutorials at a particular time and day, and I had definitely had that option. And for some of my subjects, when I could do that, I definitely attended. But because those tutorials were also recorded, if I couldn't attend the tutorial online at a particular time, then I would simply listen to those tutorials at a time that was convenient to me. When you're juggling many different plates, many different responsibilities, to be able to go through and access all of your learning lectures and tutorials and go through that at a time and a pace that suits you. And of course, because you've got those recordings, you can fast track through those recordings. You can put them on slow speed dial. You can listen to them over and over again. And of course, all students these days now have access to amazing AI tools that can help you organize and synthesize your learning materials. For example, you'll find on my YouTube channel, I've got a number of tutorials there on how you can use tools like Notebook LM to convert your lectures into study materials, or convert your materials into podcasts. You can upload readings and cases and so on, and ask it to analyze your uploaded information and pull out case summaries and analyze it and pull out anything that you ask. But of course, check with your university and their policy around the use of AI. The third advantage to studying law online is that it is literally the same course as if you were attending on campus. So, for example, the course that I was doing was through the University of New England in New South Wales, Australia. So for my course, we had a mixture of students in all of my classes. So some of my classes, we had the majority of students were online, with a minority of students attending in person, and then other classes, it flipped the other way. But there was normally a blend of both on-campus and online students. Now, also for our law degrees here in Australia, and I think for many jurisdictions, most of the assessments are via exams. And so I was also very fortunate that with the university I went to, they provided the mechanism to do our exams online as well. And I did not need to attend any exam centres or attend the campus to complete exams on campus. So that was fantastic. And advantage number 4 is that I think studying law online is a lot less intimidating than having to study in person and going into campus. So I think as an online law student, you definitely have a lot more control around how, when, and where you interact with other students, and also the professors and the lecturers and any other academic staff. So I think that really does help in terms of managing maybe some of those nerves. Now, if you're studying online, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be interacting with the human race at all. I'm not advocating that. So, for example, at my university, we had access to online discussion forums, online chats. We had access to a whole range of different ways to be able to interact with other students and also academic staff. Now, I was very fortunate where I studied law that I also had the option to attend selected face-to-face learning events. So I actually chose to attend a moot at the end of my law degree, and our university had organised with the New South Wales Supreme Court that students could go in there and deliver their moot learning exercise. So I definitely was really happy about attending my moot in person. And there were some students, I understand, that couldn't attend their moot in person. They were allowed to dial in online and participate in their moot assessment, so they didn't miss out at all. And of course, you can also be very proactive and create your own online study groups. So in a couple of my subjects, I did that. In another one of my subject, I was a bit of an online study buddy, and we helped each other out in formulating and developing our study notes and so on. So there's definitely all the informal ways where you can be proactive and drive your desired levels of interaction. The final tip that I'd like to share today for studying law online is that it really does encourage you to develop and maintain your online digital skills. So there's nothing like having to wade through copious amounts of learning material and communications to really step up and improve your game plan when it comes to your online digital skills. And we all know that that's something that is becoming more and more important. And having these online digital skills is really a great skill set for every area of your life. So there you go, 5 simple advantages to studying law online. Hopefully you've got a few extra insights to help you make your decision, and I will see you in the next video.